welcome to the BoshNRoll channel. If you want to support my daily Eternal Magic offerings while getting amazing perks like the BoshNRoll Discord community, have me play your deck on the channel, or listen sideboard guides before tournaments, check out the Patreon or YouTube membership program. This channel is possible because of these amazing sponsors. Check them out, all their links are in the video description. As always, thanks for being here. Let's go play some Magic. Welcome back to the BoshNRoll channel. Today I'm playing Legacy at the request of Patreon subscriber Gobi. And it's time. It's finally here. I have access to Tarkir Dragonstorm on Magic Online, and this is Rakshas's Bargain Sultai Beanstalk. Bargain got a lot of heat from the Tarkir spoiler, and it's finally here. This is a card advantage spell with the Sultai colors that technically has a mana value of 6 because the mana cost is 2 black hybrid, 2 green hybrid, and 2 blue hybrid. Which means even if you play this for its bug 3 mana cost, the mana value is still 6, and that is extremely abusable by sickos like us who love going up the beanstalk. For that cost, you get an instant. Look at the top 4 cards of your library, put 2 in your hand, the rest into your graveyard. Holy guacamole, this is exciting. Sultai Beanstalk is always looking for ways to fill its graveyard from Murktide Regent. It's always looking for some kind of mid-game refill card. The deck functions much better if you have access to a Beanstalk, and Bargain doesn't have any real limitations on it other than it might be kind of hard to cast sometimes. Sultai Beanstalk in the past has played Sauron's Ransom in this spot. I have considered Stock Up, but unfortunately the Sultai Beanstalk place in the metagame was not good when Stock Up was the best card we had, and now already the bans just hit and Bargain has been printed. Stock Up doesn't trigger Beanstalk either. Putting the cards to the graveyard matters. Being able to fuel your Murktides matters a lot. Dumping stuff in the graveyard for Mystic Sanctuary or Witherbloom Command to pick it up, that plays. And this is kind of doing almost the minimum graveyard synergy. If you put this in a deck with Uro, suddenly this can draw 3 cards pretty convincingly. Or if you count the Beanstalk that you cast it into. A deck with Life from the Loam could love this. I don't know, I'm just saying how excited I am about this card. This is my first outing with it. Sultai Beanstalk is the place I want to put it first. The Sultai Beanstalk shell, the appeal of this deck is that you can go low to the ground when your opponent is something big and clunky, and you can go big and clunky when your opponent's something low to the ground. The Beanstalk engine gives you crushing inevitability in any kind of late game, and then cheap interaction like Spell Pierce, Thoughtseize, Fatal Push, getting in there with Orcish Bowmaster. This can throw someone off balance who's trying to combo out quickly or get something set up. Changes to the deck since the last time you saw me play it. I have 0 copies of Daze in here. Normally the deck plays 1 to 3 copies. I think with Bargain, because I want to feature a new card, I want to go a little taller and play more copies of this. The right answer might be 1 copy, and then you still play your Dazes, but I want to really see this card come up often, so I put 3 in here. Only 3 Beanstalks instead of 4. The metagame is still really fast. Ancient Tomb and combo decks still dominate, and those are matchups where I would board out a Beanstalk in a lot of them. And this is kind of just pre-boarding for the existing metagame. You could play 4 Beanstalks if your metagame's slower. You could put the 4th in the sideboard if you think you're going to need it. I'm going to stick with 3 for this league. And then Endurance. I have 1 in the main and 1 in the sideboard. I think it would be reasonable maybe to play multiples in the main. Endurance is just good in the metagame right now. It's good versus the Oops All Spells, the Reanimator, Delver, Dimir Tempo. A lot of decks care about their graveyards, even has application versus Painter. We're also +3 green cards to pitch to it. Bargain pitches to Force and Endurance. Awesome. Just we got the Atraxa effect going on here. And I think it is possible, perhaps even likely, to deck yourself if you're not careful with this deck in its current configuration. I was winning and losing a lot of games with less than 10 cards left in my deck with the Beanstalk Witherbloom Command version, because you want to mill aggressively early. You want to draw cards aggressively early to get into a spot where Murktide could go to work. But if Murktide doesn't go to work, if they just have 3 removal spells, then it's pretty reasonable to deck yourself. Having 1 Endurance to just reset the deck once feels like something I might want access to. Because Bargain is shoveling cards into the graveyard much harder than anything else was in the past, and we were already
Had to think about that. Like targeting your opponent with Witherbloom Command in the mirror starting on turn 2 is something that I have come up against strategically playing Bug Beans in the past. Those are the weird cards. Those are my thoughts behind them. I'm excited to play Bargain. I hope this card is awesome. Get used to it. When this card was spoiled, I got like 5 requests to play it on the channel, and I was going to do it anyway. So this is going to be part of the BoshNRoll lore moving forward. Already banger, haven't played a game with it yet. Let's get in. This is Gobi's Rakshasa Beans. Announcing the Buffalo Chicken Dip Legacy Winamax Weekend in Columbus, Ohio. Saturday, August 2nd, the BCDL Legacy Open 4, a Mox Jet for first and dual lands for top 8 guaranteed, with more duels and staples added down to 24th place if the event gets 100 players. Sunday, August 3rd, Stronghold Mox Diamond for first, dual lands for top 4, and Force of Wills for top 8 guaranteed, with prizes scaling up at 48 and 55 players. Both events are unlimited proxy playtest card friendly. Anyone can play. Please review the playtest card policy on the event pages. Signups and additional details are linked in the video description or included in a full post in my YouTube community tab. I'll be there. I hope to see you too. I'm on the draw in round 1. I'm going to mulligan this hand that doesn't have any colored mana. Okay, here we go. Happy with this. I'm going to keep and probably bottom Sheoldred's Edict. Hopefully Thoughtseize can take a poke and fend off any creatures I might need to kill. Windswept Heath is a bad sign for bottoming a removal spell, though. Yeah, there we go. Okay, Witherbloom Command can kill that if I get to turn 2. Thoughtseize, save me. Opponent's on a Mold of 6 here. Okay, Daze means that they can't combo off next turn. I am comfortable getting dazed here. If they had Force into Cephalid Illusionist, I would have lost. But that's not what happened. And now Witherbloom Command can go to work. I get Tropical Island, and then -3/-1, and mill 3, return a land. I'm going to mill 3. Black-green. You got 2 dazes over there? Nice. Okay. I'm going to pick up Polluted Delta because it gets more basics than Misty does. And we're doing the thing. I can play and flip Tamiyo next turn. Just Tamiyo Ponder is a strat. Bowmaster's also a strat. I think I'm going to play Tamiyo and pass with Bowmaster up. A Saga ticks up. I'm going to fetch Hedge Maze in the end step. Or I could just play the Bowmaster. I think I'm going to get Hedge Maze. I don't need the 3rd Ponder. Thoughtseize is great. I'm going to attack first. And then let's see what they're cooking with. They dazed the Thoughtseize all the way back on turn 1. I do have a second Thoughtseize in the list. Historically, I've played 1, but I think the meta is really fast and combo-y right now. I was going to save the Lorien for the Underground Sea after, but Brainstorm in response gets me real good here. Okay, Thoughtseize you. 2 plows and a pierce. Guess I'll take one of the plows. And then cycle for Underground Sea. And I'll pass. I'm still trying to respect a hidden Cephalid Illusionist here. Like if they float a mana, tutor Shuko, play Illusionist, Bowmaster does beat that. If they tutor Shuko, play Nadu, I am so fucked. Okay, if they're just making constructs, that's great. I'll just kill this before they can tutor. Okay, get rid of that. There's Tundra. I know they can play Plow, but I have 2 problems now. Yeah, they're going after Tamiyo instead of Bowmaster. Oh, nice. I could Thoughtseize them again here. Do I think that's the best answer to what my problems are? I think it's reasonable. Okay. Mystic Sanctuary, target Thoughtseize. And I'm just going to use my Clue token. I'll start here so I can ponder with more info. Cephalid Illusionist. Yeah, I'd like that one to be gone. Ponder. Multiple beans. I have played a land already this turn. Okay. I am going to risk it for the long-term biscuit here. Shuffling for a removal or a force there is reasonable, but if they don't rip Illusionist or Nadu this turn, I'm going to be much happier with double Beanstalk going crazy. Beanstalk. This draws a land. This lets me play the other Beanstalk around Spell Pierce and attack. I am a little worried about the density of good top decks that they're representing. I'm not going to cast Ponder into Spell Pierce, though. I'm just going to hope to fade the 7 outer here. Hedge Maze, put it in the graveyard, put it in the graveyard. All right, dump to Force of Will. Let's go. All right, just let me untap with this Ponder, and we're in good shape. We started spending mana, then stopped. Okay, that's good news. Right, now I'm feeling really good. I've drawn a lot of lands that I don't really like. Okay. Murktide Regent that will draw Force of Will. I'm going to attack first. And then I'm going to play Murktide. And I'll draw the Force and then fetch in between. Okay, so first Beanstalk trigger, I draw Force. Then I'm going to fetch because there's a land on top of my deck. Get the last fetchable, the island. And shields are down again. Don't love that. I might be able to beat a Nadu here. Okay, all right. I definitely would lose to Illusionist, but just getting the engine online. Cool. Hey, Grafdigger's Cage is good. Bowmaster's good. We've seen Urza Saga, and we suspect Thassa's Oracle for Consigned to Memory. I don't think that's actually what I want to do. I mostly want to treat Cephalid Breakfast like they're a creature deck, not like they're a graveyard combo deck, because the Nadu plan is so potent. This is generally not a deck with wastelands, so I can turn a basic into a carpet, and a side grade one of those. I like my removal, I like my cheap interaction. Do I need 2 Lorien Revealeds? Do I need 3 up the Beanstalks? Some cages come in. Do I want this Bowmaster? I would have 18 lands plus Carpet of Flowers and 1 Lorien Revealed if I cut the basic island. I don't think I need the 3rd Bowmaster. I'd rather keep more hands because they have lands in them. Force of Vigor can kill Shuko and Urza Saga. I've sometimes played Pernicious Deed in this deck. There's not one in the current build. Let's see what we got. A great interaction here. I'm going to keep. It needs another land, but I got a lot of ways to make the game last longer. Basic Island, Ponder. A handsome and smart start, but not that threatening. And they shuffled, cool. Good idea getting a basic. Saga. I've got a Wasteland for that. I'm not going to fetch, though. I know there's a Hedge Maze in my deck, but most of the cards I care about in my hand are black. So I'm not in a big hurry to do that. Okay, waste the Saga. Now I have something to do. For 1 mana, I'll get Underground Sea and play Tameo. Okay, fetching something. Savannah. You got me. I'm not going to fight over that. That's not that important. Missing the land here is kind of important. I have Bargain, though. When I have 3 lands, you're in trouble. Second Saga, not great. Definitely forcing Nadu here. And I'm actually going to pitch Bargain because I think Murktide and Spell Pierce are my most useful cards right now. Yeah, cool. Forcing me back is great. Spell Pierce. Please don't have Daze as your last card in hand. Yeah, that force pitched on Illusionist too. That was pretty good. All right, land off the top. Okay. We might have some work to do here. I can beat Urza Saga worth of value, though. Okay, sick. Kind of sick. I mean, I have to get... I guess I don't have to get green, huh? All right. This is a little risky, but I'm just going to get another Underground Sea with this. Obviously, there are concerns with this line, but leaving up Fatal Push seems pretty significant. And Fatal Push can kill a construct of any size, so I don't need to go crazy here and end up losing to a Cephalid. They did get Shuko. Fatal Push this thing. And rewarded. Let's go. Okay, I'm going to play Witherbloom Command, destroying Shuko and killing their creature. -3/-1, kill Shuko, results in a 1/1. Shuko, Construct, Black-Green. Way love Witherbloom Command. 3 mana, please don't play Nadu. Ponder, you got it. Did not shuffle Ponder. And did not play a card. That means they have something good. I think I would like to just play Murktide here. I'm eating all my spells. I just want to try to get the game over. If they have Plow, it's not a big deal. Like a Plow right now is a card that is not a combo piece, which is what I'm trying to fade. I can push an Illusionist or a Nomad. Fudge. Hate that card. I have Bowmaster to clear it. Okay, Bowmaster. Fetching in response is scary. It's probably just Brainstorm. At least I hope. Okay, Brainstorm. We're in there to Fairies Clear. Okay. I'm not going to cast my own Brainstorm and risk tapping out a Fatal Push. I use the only black source left in the deck right now. Nadu, that sucks. But it's going to resolve. Nomad. So there will be a correct time to Fatal Push. I guess it's now. It's good endeavor. Okay. Okay, so they spam their activations. They hit Thassa's Oracle, a replacement Nadu, and another Nomad. And another Nomad. Okay. I don't have a Surgical Extraction. to deal with those nomads, so I got to deal with Nadu this turn. But they have another one of those too. They just have it all. Okay, I guess I'm casting Brainstorm and hoping to find, what, Thoughtseize plus Fetch Land? I think I need black mana for this turn cycle, so I'm going to start with Brainstorm. That's a whole lot of nothing. Yeah, I can fetch and play Fatal Push. Yeah, 3 flips, just flipping Nadu and double Nomad is so bullshit. Alright, it's fine. It's fine. We'll figure it out. Fetch. I'm going to get Hedge Maze. No, I want to cast Murktide this turn. Okay, I'll get Bayou. Push the Nadu, which does result in a trigger. Memory's Journey. Okay. Murktide, get back in, eat all the spells. And they get to start flipping here, but they are under some pressure. Pretty sure this game's over, though. Okay, they get at least 6 flips off Nadu on their own turn, and then another 6 in my upkeep. Attack. And hope my opponent whiffs or messes up somehow. Their sequencing last turn was really good, by the way. The Nadu before the Nomad. If they had played Nomad first, I could have just pushed that, but recognizing Nadu is more stable, they went for that first. Another Nadu flipped. Saga's in play. Misty Rainforest. Daze. Fetched a Tundra. They can play the other Nomad and get 2 more flips here. Prismatic Ending. Cephalid Illusionist. Okay, I lose. Alright, Nadu, big problem. Am I interested in this third Bowmaster? I was going back and forth on it. I feel like I should be. It might be better than Bargain. And Bargain's a really good reload, but it does cost 3. Okay, I am making that change. Beat up those Illusionists and Nomads. Okay, good keep. Keep my hand. I get to see some cards and I have some powerful effects. Thoughtseize. Illusionist, Nomad, Flusterstorm, Ponder. It's Nomad or Ponder, and I think that means it's Ponder, because I can push the Nomad. Yeah, if I can keep their hand shitty, okay. I'm going to take Ponder. They should be heads up and concerned that I just took a cantrip when they're showing me their entire combo. Misty Rainforest. It would not surprise me if they just pass holding up Flusterstorm here. Yep, they're adjusting to the information that I gave them, and for that, I'm just going to play Grafdigger's Cage. Can't fluster this one. I don't know if they would fluster a Ponder here, but I don't want to find out. I can play around it next turn. What's the rush? Hedge Maze. I plan to get one of those myself. Kept the card on top. Scary. What card would you keep here? Teferi or Nadu, probably. Or maybe Prismatic Ending. Okay, Hedge Maze. Force of Will. I like it. I am going to Ponder. This is more lands than I want. I'm going to shuffle this. Wasteland's tempting, but... Oh, cool. Shuffled into Wasteland. MTGO Premium. Coming in big. These are all the lands we know about. There's Nomad. Another Fatal Push. Okay, I'm going to play Wasteland, and I'm going to Fatal Push this Nomad. And I think I'm just going to pass. The give and take here of land makes Nadu plus Flusterstorm, and saving Wasteland for Urza Saga is a tight one. Thoughtseize helps. How good is this card? Glad I'm playing 2. Okay, look at that. I said Nadu or Teferi would be the cards that they kept on top, and there's a Nadu. I believe I want to take Nadu from them. They have Fluster and Pierce, that's pretty strong, but yeah, Nadu's going to go. And they also have a Plow, which means I am not in a hurry to cast this Murktide Regent. I fetched a dual land in the end step. I do know that Force of Will beats Nadu in their hand. There's a Nomad. That resolves. Ponder. I like Ponders. I'll cast it. Sheoldred's Edict, Underground Sea, Spell Pierce. I suspect I do want these cards, I just gotta figure out what order. Spell Pierce would give me the ability to counter Swords to Plowshares next turn. I kind of like having this Sheoldred's Edict around. Okay, I'm going to go Edict C Spell Pierce. Draw the Pierce now, and pass. If they're just on Nomad Beatdown, I'm okay with that. I'm going to Fatal Push in the end step, and if they want to use Fluster and Pierce to stop it, they are invited to do that. Okay, didn't want to do that. Unsurprising. Underground Sea gives me Hardcast Force. If I Wasteland now and take out Tundra, is that the right take? I know they're stuck on 2 lands. Murktide is 1 spell. Plow is 2. Fluster would be 3. Yeah, I can't pay for a Fluster. Yeah, I think I have to wait. Land number 4 unlocks all this soft permission. They dumped a Swords to Plowshares. There's my Sheoldred's Edict. Yeah, I don't think I should be fighting over Murktide. I have bargains, I have beans, I have so many ways to break this open. And they basically have Nadu or Teferi that could break it open. All right, I'm just going to keep making land drops into their wall of soft permission. End step B Storm, that resolves. I worked hard for that information that I no longer have. But they don't have a shuffle here. I don't know that Nadu typically plays Lorien Revealed. Oh, maybe they do. Something's happening. They gonna brazen borrow my Grafdigger's Cage? Oh, Memory's Journey. This does shuffle. Do I want to Spell Pierce this? Kind of do. Yeah, if this is how they're shuffling their Brainstorm, let's make it weird. Fluster could tap some of my stuff here, but it wouldn't be that good. Yeah, you can't flash that back. I have Grafdigger's Cage. Nice try. Draw your card. Okay, they did nothing, and it's my turn. Or, nope, they stopped in their second main. They might do something. Is it time for Illusionist Beatdown? There we go. Okay, Illusionist Beatdown has begun. Nomad. Fascinating. Is this something I care about? I don't think so. This does give me a turn where I can leave them on no mana. Orcish Balonies. I like them. Okay. I'm going to waste the Hedge Maze. They might have been sitting on an Urza Saga, but I feel like taking this opportunity is worth it. Okay. Their mana's burned off. Orcish Bowmaster. I'm going to go for Nomad. They can redirect this to Illusionist, but that would cost them a mill 3. I guess it's the same. Okay. That's dead. And I want a Sheoldred's Edict now around the soft permission. Sacrifice a non-token creature of their choice. That's, what, 3 Nomads gone already? Oh, Force of Will, pitching Spell Pierce. Yeah, I'll fight back. This feels important. Their hand is Plow, Fluster. Wow, Force pitching Fluster. Okay, so Plow, and if their top card is Nadu, I'm actually cooked. They haven't shuffled since the Brainstorm. They did redraw the Plow somewhere in this chain. Oh, wow, okay. They were just defending the Nomad, and I got the boy. Here we go. I don't think I want to mill myself. I could mill them. They've redrawn the Brainstorm cards now. Okay, target player mills 3. I get a land. -3, -1. You mill 3, kill Nomad. Black, green. I'll pick Wasteland up here. Feels a little weird to feed them graveyard cards as a graveyard combo deck, but at the same time, so what? I'm relying on this cage anyway. Okay, there's the Plow. You did it. And now the squeeze of wasting this 3rd mana / green source versus what if they draw Urza Saga. I'm going to take them off green and 3. That double answers Nadu and answers Teferi proactively. Okay. 3 mana, but it's not green. Mystic Sanctuary. Wow. Okay. Attack with my Orc. I don't have a Lorien in my graveyard. I think I'm going to pass and wait until I find a bargain. All right, Illusionist. I have so many ways to break this game open right now. A Beanstalk, a bargain, a Brainstorm, perhaps. Okay, keep Tameo and Misty Rainforest. I think is pretty easy. Apply the beats. And here's Tameo. I can Mystic Sanctuary up Brainstorm next turn. Flip Tameo. The world is my oyster. Okay, end step, fetch. Mystic Sanctuary, target Brainstorm. Attacks. They can do this Cephalid Illusionist flavor text, prevent all combat damage dealt to and by target creature you control this turn. Like, they could save 1 damage if they want to mill 3 cards into the cage. Doesn't seem like they want to. Use my clue first. Gives me more options once I'm brainstorming. Up the Beanstalk. Let's go. They pitched the Spell Pierce that I knew about 1,000 years ago, and now I have Force back up on and up the Beanstalk. Feeling good. Took a lot of work. It's turn 14, but I feel like we're in a spot where this game is conceivably winnable. Force pitching Brainstorm on Nadu. Nadu is the card that can turn this around for them. I don't care about Teferi. I don't care about Illusionist. It's Nadu. I'm going to ponder first. Multiple Murderous Cuts. Okay. Okay, don't shuffle. Murderous Cut, the Illusionist. This mills them for 3. Narcomoeba can't come in. I draw a card. Play my land. I want Tameo to buy back Force of Will that I can hardcast. I love a Magic deck where your only job is don't lose and eventually you'll win. Okay. Well, they have a Nadu. They know I have a Force. I drew a Wasteland, which I knew was there for the Urza Saga. Waste the Saga. And that got the scoop. I think they might actually be out of win conditions. Nice. Classic Bug Beans gameplay. Pick your spots. Be patient. Eventually, some engine will kick in and you'll take over. The BoshNRoll channel is brought to you by Tales of Adventure. TOAMagic.com has almost 100,000 unique cards in stock. They offer free track shipping on every order, plus next day or 2-day options when you have an event coming up fast. They offer on-site pickup at major Magic events throughout the US, so you're never scrambling before your tournament. Stop by their booth to buy, sell, or trade at upcoming regional championships, Magic Con, Spotlight Series, and more. I love their selection of individually scanned high-end cards that show you exactly what you're buying. And the best part is saving 5% on every order with promo code BOSH. From Ancestral Recall to Zombie Master, get what you need quickly and in one place at TOAMagic.com. Eternal lives here. I'm on the play in round 2 versus DB Durdles, who is Zach Clark of the Eternal Durdles podcast and YouTube channel. We actually chatted a little bit this morning, and he said his plan for today was to play Sultai Beanstalk, so this might be a mirror match. We'll see what happens here. I'm sure he's probably recording, so check out Eternal Durdles on YouTube if you want to see the other side of this match. I'm going to ponder Fatal Push, Witherbloom, Command, Thoughtseize. I like Witherbloom, Command, and Thoughtseize if I don't get Wastelanded right now, and I hate them if I do. Alright, I'm going to play this game like I don't have any information and pass the turn. Please don't Wasteland me. Cool, basic island. We've got a coward, but I'm never going to roast anyone too hard for Island Ponder Keep. Did not shuffle. And I'm going to Thoughtseize with Spell Pierce back up here. Let's see what's going on over there. Playing Witherbloom Command right now would guarantee my 3rd land drop, but it also, I'd have to drain them for 2, which is not a real mode on this thing. Force, Beastorm, Ponder, Stifle, Witherbloom. Okay. Can't cast this Witherbloom. Stifle could be annoying to have to navigate. I can Spell Pierce the Brainstorm. Can't take him off Force. Might as well leave him with both, I guess. Yeah, I actually think I want to take Brainstorm here. Just protect the information that I have, and then try to navigate the game around it. If he hit a Beanstalk on top of the deck, I'll Spell Pierce it. He has to force to get it through. Another Brainstorm. I specifically said I didn't want that to happen. We just had this conversation. I'm fine trading a Force and a blue card for this. Okay, we're going to get a Ponder. This stinks a little bit because all I really want to do in a control mirror is hit my land drops. We'll see if he thinks Witherbloom Command is worth Force of Will. Got to do it here. Okay, I will mill myself. Milling your opponent, like I said, does come up in these mirror matches, but it's too early to be worried about that. Oh no, I milled a Bargain. This is the first time I've looked at the art on Bargain in this league. We know he has Stifle in hand, so I think I probably want to fetch Hedge Maze right now, actually. Yeah, let's do that. Hedge Maze. Lorien Revealed. Yeah, I'll keep that. Okay. 1 unknown card over there. Wasteland can take me off black. Stifle can hit my Lorien. I'm gonna have to dance around this. If I had fetched Bayou instead of Hedge Maze, this wouldn't be possible. But it's fine. I'm absolutely not gonna play into this Stifle. I refuse. Okay, played a Trop. Now his Witherbloom's online if he wants to pick up that Wasteland and keep pushing. I'm not that worried about that, though. Okay, just drain back the other way. Where'd you learn that play? Okay, Polluted Delta is in the mix now. That means Black Mana's back online, even through Stifle. And we'll see how long he wants to leave up this island. Yeah, that's fine. I would have saved that Wasteland to wait for the fetch, because could get me off another color. Giggity. Tameo, that is a creature I can defeat. And I guess I will cycle the Lorien now, see if he wants to put Stifle there, because I have 2 things that could be stifled here. Okay, that's fine. I don't think you have 2 Stifles in your deck. I'm not going to get the basic Swamp because I'm not a weak baby. Do I play around Daze? I don't have Daze in my deck. He has one unknown card in hand. All right, I'm going to Fatal Push. If it's Daze, that's annoying. If it's Brainstorm, that's even more annoying. Force, Pitching Force, deal. Beanstalk? Basic Swamp, sweet. Okay, Fatal Push, and we're back into garbage time. Whoever draws an engine first is going to win this game. Whoever plays the Beanstalk or the bargain first is going to be so far ahead. I don't mind a Murktide because I can't answer it. We both have lots of 1/1 answers to creatures in our decks. It's the engines that are going to decide the game. Yep, Murktide's fine. Didn't have Daze last turn, but I don't think I want to F around and find out in this case. Okay, Shoulder's Edict. That means I can play around Spell Pierce as well. Put that away. Unfortunately, because of Basic Swamp, I don't have Mystic Sanctuary available to get Bargain back. Land number 4. Okay, Force blue card. Just the Drago game here. Big Rips, Wasteland. I could take him off green. That actually sounds really good. Because that turns off Beanstalk. It makes Bargain a lot harder to cast. Okay, sweet. The option there was leave up Hardcast Force of Will or take him off green. And the green, like Beanstalk is the card I most want to draw right now. And I least want to see out of him. Ponder. All right, let's send it. This could run into a Bowmaster, but I could force it or ignore it. Blue in the pool. Never mind, black-blue in the pool. That is the correct thing. I am going to force here. I just don't want to get cheesed out by this, even though my deck is full of removal. Okay, here we go. This is the game plan I was looking for. Up the Beanstalk, do not shuffle, play up the Beanstalk, please don't get Spell Pierced. We're in, I'm drawing Stifle, which means if he draws a fetch land and tries to turn on green, I can get him back. Sweet revenge for that earlier Stifle. Brainstorm is the top card in my deck. Here we go, here we go. Sir? Nice try. Tropical Island. Stifle. That one of Stifle coming up big. Uh-oh, does he have Dazes? Is this going to be a Brainstorm in response? Okay, the Daze got me. Not a card I'm playing, which I do think advantages me in the construction. Like, Daze is generally not a good card in this mirror match. But it was good there, and he didn't have it 2 turns ago. Oh, the fetch got a black land. Are you out of greens? Or yeah, there's 2 drops in the graveyard. Oh, the bargain! I'm so mad. The first bargain cast on my channel wasn't even by me. Fuck off, Zach. He dumped 2 lands. Yeah, I think he's actually out of green sources. Hedge Maze just hit the graveyard. There's 2 drops. He may or may not have a Bayou. All right, I have Up the Beanstalk in play, but he just resolved a massive reload. A lot of blue and black mana, no green. Brainstorm, okay. This card will be good. I can answer a Bowmaster in response. What a surprise. Okay, Fatal Push that. Hope it's not Force blue card as the last 2 cards over there. It's not. And Brainstorm finds Lorien Revealed. I'm very interested in casting that. Yeah, this is really interesting. Daze was shown. Yeah, I think this is just what we do. Put back, Ponder, Lorien, play Bayou, and pass. This maximizes, it leaves a land drop open for next turn after I draw 4 cards. But if he's hyper in the Matrix here, he could recognize what I'm trying to set up and wasteland me. Lucky that didn't happen. He could have played Tamiyo last turn and didn't. Didn't have Force blue card last turn. I wonder what is in this hand. Nice. All right, Endurance, pretty solid body here. Ponder. Murktide, Witherbloom, Fatal Push. Let's go. I want all of this shit. Do not shuffle. Okay. Big turn right now. I hope his hand is full of green cards. I guess that's what's probably in the hand. If he just didn't play a threat or a counterspell, it's either spot removal or green cards. That's what he could have. All right, Tamiyo is a temporary problem that I'll solve eventually. That's the second draw of the turn. Witherbloom command can kill Planeswalker side Tamiyo. Yeah, Ponder, that's fine. I'll have a Witherbloom command in my hand this turn. Tamiyo flips. Basic Swamp. Fatal Push. Okay, I'm going to start with Murktide. I don't think I have a fetchable land left in my deck. Yeah, Trop C, Hedge Maze, Bayou, both basics. 2/2, 1. Oh, Mystic Sanctuary. Are you still in there? I mean, that's big if true. Okay, Mystic Sanctuary is still in the mix. All right, I'll play Murktide first. I'm exiling stinky cards I don't want to shuffle back in with Endurance. And then Witherbloom Command can defeat Tamiyo. If I Endurance target myself first, then I can fetch. Oh, that would make Murktide so big too. Okay, Polluted Delta. Endurance, target myself, which will put a tropical island back in the deck to cast Witherbloom with. Target me. Murktide gets about 190 triggers, give or take. We got an expletive in the chat. Magic Online censored out whatever my opponent just said. And Murderous Cut still kills it. And Daze is the last card I'm worried about, but I've decided not to worry about Daze. Target player mills 3. Destroy target non-creature permanent. I actually want to mill my opponent. I think decking is a reasonable out here. And I do have a land to pick up, whether I mill myself or not. Sweet. I milled a Beanstalk and a Bargain. We'll see if that works out. Okay, here we go. Ponder. 2020. Merit Lage assembled. Yeah, Endurancing my opponent here, he could cast Murderous Cut anyway, just hard cast. I don't want to give him all his green sources back. And my Murktide's going to be bigger, if Murktide's what he's got. So I think it's right to get myself there, no matter what. Opponent's got a lot more Tamiyos in the list than I do. Okay, let's just draw Force of Will and win the game. One shot, one kill. Nice, okay. Yep, the game came down to who had Beanstalk and who didn't. No surprise there. I like Carpet, I like Veil, I like Bowmasters. I like the second Endurance. Witherbloom Command can kill up the Beanstalk, that's pretty important. I don't actually like the Stifle, even though we both had moments where it was pretty decent. Thoughtseize's still good. I don't need this many Fatal Pushes, but he did show me a bunch of Tamiyos. I think I can still back off of one Fatal Push. I'm going to back off one Force. Normally, I don't like Force in control mirrors, but with Up the Beanstalk at play here, I could see it being really good. And the end game is sort of start triggering your beans a lot. Do I want Barrowgoyf? It's not very good versus Bowmaster, which my opponent has showed me in large numbers. I think Endurance is the Barrowgoyf I'm bringing in, as far as medium-sized animals go. I like Spell Pierce. I like Bargain. I could go -1 Ponder, which might seem a little strange, but if the endgame situation is triggering multiple Beanstalks off multiple Bargains and Endurancing myself to avoid decking, Ponder might not be necessary. Okay, I'm going to try this. Leyline of the Void is extremely effective versus Bug Beans, but I don't think I want to bring one in and cast it around turn 4. My hand is fine. It's got a Beanstalk. We keep these, even if the mana is awkward. Underground Sea. Okay, I might just go for Cheese Wasteland. I'm going to go in his upkeep. Opponent mulled to 6. Yeah, okay, Stifle is a reasonable thing to be representing there. That's what I didn't want to shove into. And now I have flushed it out. It ended up being mostly the same, because Stifle exchanged itself for one of my land drops, but now I get to keep mana instead of not. Ooh, drawing Underground Sea is great. That means I don't have to think about what I'm going to do with this fetch land. It's Thoughtseize's 4-card hand. Daze, you got it. I don't really want to see a Beanstalk here, but I can at least push back with my own. Wasteland's fine. And Tamiyo is the follow-up. That would be a little tough. Didn't have it. Cool. I'm going to fetch... I think I have to get Basic Island here. I'm so close to getting back into saddle. I don't want to risk missing out here. Brainstorm over top of my Ponder. I would not cast Brainstorm there. Like, you're not going to daze this Ponder. What are you looking for? I have Force of Will, a Ponder, and a Murktide. I actually am going to keep Force of Will. It's awkward that Lorien Revealed is my pitch to it, but I'll draw Murktide next turn. But I would exchange Force of Will for a Beanstalk here. That's definitely true. Or for a Murktide. Yeah, how big is this? 1, 2, 3, 4. Pretty big. All right. I better force this, even though it hurts. Okay, that's handled. Pressure's off. I'm drawing Murktide because I stacked my Ponder poorly. Mystic Sanctuary tapped, pass. Yeah, if I had thought about all of the intersecting factors of what if I need to force something this turn, I would have stacked the Ponder above it. Barragoyf, you did bring it in. All right, this is a big turn to Ponder into a black source. Ponder, show me a fetch land. Oh, Lorien revealed, you're so close, but so far. All right, how many hits can I afford to take from a Barragoyf? Not many, and I'd rather have Bayou. I'm gonna roll the dice here and shuffle. Fetch land? Yeah, easy, easy, easy. Trust in the deck to deliver the shit you need. Okay, don't have another daze. Okay, this buys me 2 chumps and can get up the Beanstalk online. Fingers crossed. Opponent's got 2 cards in hand and just unlocked green mana. We're gonna start gaining life. That's not the most important resource in the match. Bowmaster kills my Bowmaster. And then I Witherbloom my opponent's Bowmaster, pick up a fetch land, play up the Beanstalk. That's my plan next turn. Got to take a hit from Barragoyf in that world. Unless I draw a Murderous Cut. Oh, or I could draw Carpet of Flowers. What does this do? Not enough? Or maybe plenty. Okay, hold on. All right, Witherbloom Command. Oh, I can't even cast that card. Nope, that's not how that works. All right. Carpet of Flowers. You're my new hero. I think I'm just going to have to lean all the way into Bowmaster and take a bunch of damage this turn. Okay, green, cast Beanstalk. I still have a land drop. If this is a black source, we're in. Wasteland's not that good. Okay, I'm going to play Murktide, leaving green floating. And still, if it's a black source, we're in. I do have the only sorceries in the graveyard. I can make Barragoyf a little smaller. All right, black source off the top. We're fetching in response. Getting Hedge Maze. I drew Force. Not super useful, but I can waste my opponent off green mana here. Wasteland, take out your green. Only I get a Beanstalk in this world. Okay, Murktide versus Barragoyf. I can answer Bowmaster next turn. I actually just don't want my opponent getting any cards. I will trade off Murktide for that. That's fine. I think I have inevitability between our deck constructions. It's got multiple Goyfs. Bad news. Okay. Well, that stinks. Spell Pierce. You're a little late to the party. Yes, make green. And I'm going to kill Bowmaster and don't really want to mill my opponent, but I don't want to mill myself either. Someone's going to get milled. I've already used my Mystic Sanctuary. All right, yeah, mill you, kill Bowmaster. I'll pick up Misty Rainforest because it can access Hedge Maze and maybe find me a banger. Okay, I am behind on board. Opponent's got multiple big hits coming, but I am ahead on engines if I can. I think if I just draw a Murderous Cut, I'm in. All right, Barragoyf hits, milled, hit a Murktide. That's ugly. Oh, hit a Murktide and a Bowmaster. Just every option available. Took Bowmaster. I will force that. A end step fetch for Hedge Maze. Lethal is on board. This has to work. Hedge Maze, show me a big one. That's a big one. All right. Lorien revealed on top. Go to my turn. You're going to cast Bowmaster. I'm going to force it, which draws the Lorien. And then I draw another card. Show me Murderous Cut. Thoughtseize. That's not what I want. Okay, yes, make blue and cast Lorien, leaving up my colored mana. Our big draws, that's not it. Murderous Cut. Fatal Push. That works. Okay. Do I want to Wasteland? I don't think I do. I think I want to Brainstorm, then fetch. Okay, Brainstorm. There's Murderous Cut as well. We did it all. Put back Wasteland and Thoughtseize. Play Polluted Delta. Fatal Push Barragoyf. Oh, fuck! I forgot to fetch! He said something in the chat and I was being nice. I should never be nice, dumbass. Okay, well, oops. Now I have to wait a thing. Alright, gotta waste a thing. It's fine. I generally don't chat when I'm playing on Magic Online, but if I lose to Daze or Spell Pierce now, I deserve it completely. Okay. Oops. Alright, don't talk to me anymore, Zach. Shut up. Let me play. right, I'm going to go to 2. I lose to Witherbloom command now. If my opponent can ever get green mana, there is a Trop and a Hedge Maze in the graveyard. I think I'm fine, but that was an annoying moment. Okay. Make blue, play Tamiyo. With the blue, play Murktide Regent. This doesn't need to be maximum size. I'm going to leave some spells in my graveyard for Endurance or Witherbloom. Murktide, Ponder will flip Tamiyo. I should have used Mystic Sanctuary to cast that. Oh wow, do we have Bowmaster at the end of all this? Or are we going to push Tamiyo here? Oh wow. Alright, well, that... If I didn't have Sheoldred's Edict already, that would actually be a lethal line. Oh, interesting. Okay, I think I want Murder, or Veil of Summer now, and then Endurance under it. This locks in my Sheoldred's Edict. Okay, plus, and I think I want to Edict my opponent in their upkeep. That way I don't lose to a second Bowmaster. But I would have played Bowmaster already. Doesn't have Bowmaster. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to Edict now. Each opponent sacrifices a creature token of their choice. Alright, make your choice. Which token do you want to sacrifice? This game in hard mode due to a misclick, but it's fine. We're still doing it. Next turn, Tamiyo can rebuy Lorien, and then we're off. Okay, Carpet makes blue. Rebuy Lorien revealed. Blue, 1, 2. Cast. Drew a land. Drew... Oh, bargain! My first ever bargain. Okay, I'll play a land now. I can fetch one more time. Gotta put a little bit of respect on Orcish Bowmaster's name. I don't currently have a Force of Will. Okay, opponent is passing the turn. I think I'm just going to untap and use all my resources on my turn, rather than risk trying to do anything at exactly 1 life. Yes, make green. So I'm going to plus Tamiyo, that's happening. And I'll play another Beanstalk. Wasteland. Do I want to start just running him out of permanents to play the game on? Kind of. Waste you. Floating a blue. I don't think I care. Green. Colorless. Endurance. Target myself. I've got a Force of Will. I've got a Veil of Summer. Drew Witherbloom command. That's basically perfect. Now I can gain 2 life. Yeah, target myself. Put all those good cards back in there. Opponent can't Bowmaster me right now. Veil is hexproof from black, so I can still... Or this doesn't target anyway. Alright. Fetch a green source. Cast. Target player mills 3. Loses 2 life. You're going to mill 3 and you're going to lose 2 life. Now I'm out of burn range. I get my Pluto Delta back. And I believe the corner's been turned here. Or turned even, if you prefer. And I have a second Endurance somewhere in my pile. Tamiyo's fine. Okay, I'm going to make black mana here. Make black. Because I'm going to Fatal Push first. And then I'm going to cast my first ever Rakshas's Bargain. With 2 Beanstalks in play. Country roads, take me home. This is all I want to do. Bargain into bargain. I'm already doing it. Put 2 cards in your hand. So it does ask you what you want in your hand, not what you want in your graveyard. Tropical Island, plus Tamiyo, and attack. This feels good. Murderous Cut. You got me. Okay, end of turn. I'm gonna Endurance. Or I should bargain first. Yeah, bargain's better. Blue, black, green. Let's get another 37 cards. Wasteland. Opponent's almost out of permanents. Witherbloom command. Murktide Regent. I think Force of Will is actually better than Murktide here. Or no, it's Force and Murktide. I don't need a Witherbloom command. I was just thinking, how do I kill all of his permanents? But I don't actually have to do that. Yeah, I don't even care if this does get dazed. I'm going to play it. My cup runneth over. Opponent said, make me feel something in the chat. I'm going to make you feel pain. And I'm not going to respond, because last time I responded, I misclicked. Okay, Carpet, make blue. Blue. Cast Murktide. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards gone. Leave the bargains in. Oh no, there's only 11 cards left in my deck. What will I do about that? There's another Wasteland. You're going to be out of permanence real quick. Okay, attack for 2. I don't need to put another Beanstalk into play. I am going to go to cleanup and discard down, so Endurance gets more cards back into my deck. Decking is the only way I could lose this game at this point. A Tameo. Oh no. A Fatal Push. Make sure that's in the pool of cards that get endured away. I'm actually just getting Endurance on my turn after I Wasteland. That's even more cards. Another Murktide. Sick. Okay. Make blue. Plus Tameo. Play Wasteland. Waste your land. The last one you've got. And I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 actual mana. Plus I could delve some number of cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm going to spend some mana. We got the GGs. I would say so. Cool. The Endurance giving me the cards to keep going. That first Endurance was worth at least 9 cards, and there's 9 cards left in my deck right now with the Beanstalk trigger on the stack, and then the second one keeps the chain going. That tech feels really important if you're going to be playing mirrors. On to the next round. The 9th installment of the NYSE Vintage Open Series is coming. This 15 proxy vintage tournament with Power 9 prizes takes place on Saturday, June 14th, 2025 in Long Island, New York, and has a $500 entry fee. That's a hefty entry, but the guaranteed prizes for top 8 are unlimited Black Lotus, Ancestral Recall, Time Walk, and all 5 Moxen. The NYSE Open 8 went well for me last year. Someone better come stop me from getting another Lotus. Will it be you? I'll be at the NYSE Open 9 on June 14th, and I hope to see you there. Register on melee.gg or use the link in the video description. I'm on the draw in round 3 with a hand that is slow, but boy does it have the juice. I'm going to try it and hope this matchup isn't about speed or Wasteland. Oh, okay. It's Oops All Spells featuring Once Upon a Time. So I'm dead. Cool. I guess I have Endurance, so alright, yeah, Thoughtseize resolves, and they probably take Endurance, and then I hope to top deck Force of Will. Opponent said Bargain is going to be insane. Yeah, I think this card is pretty real. Okay. All I can do is play the Hedge Maze and pretend this card is Force of Will. Alright, put Bayou into the graveyard. And then probably... I'm going to look at their deck, because Once Upon a Time is interesting. Okay, never mind. I'm getting Unmasked as well. Pitching Reanimate. 3 cards left. We know one of them's Spy, and the other 2 are Spirit Guides. I just want to look at the list here because this is a little unconventional. Okay, we've got Thassa's Oracle, of course, 2 Narcomoebas, 1 Bridge, Dread Return. How many Cabal Therapies? Let's see, 1 Cabal Therapy? Yeah, that's more than they need. Alright, just wanted to take a look. Okay, the real test. We're out here having fun playing Legacy, and some a-holes playing Oops All Spells. Let's see if I brought enough juice to stop this shit. Okay, Endurance, Consign, 8 sideboard cards are coming in. I don't want any Fatal Pushes. I think I'll leave the Cuts and Edicts. Or maybe I'll just leave the Cut. Yeah, I'm going to leave the Cuts in case they're on the pivot plan. Like, Endurance has a butt, Murktide has size, Bowmaster can chump. Those things are all useful. I don't think I need basic Swamp in this matchup. Or is Wasteland even worse than Swamp? I think Wasteland is worse than Swamp. Where else do I want to put my energy? Bargain pitches to Force and Endurance. I like that. Witherbloom Command's probably mid, though it can kill like a Chrome Mox that's laying around or something if the game goes a couple turns. Tameo's really slow. She is blue. I could just cut another Wasteland. Yeah, I think I'm going to try it like this. Okay. On the play, no lands after boarding out 2 lands. Mulligan. Ugh. This is not going to be good enough. I'm going to go to 5. Okay, this is probably also not good enough, but I will keep it. I'm going to put Brainstorm and Sanctuary to the bottom. Yeah, cutting 2 lands and then having to mull a hand with Grafdigger's Cage feels very stupid. A Fellmire, Dark Ritual, Cabal Ritual, Dothy Voidwalker, and that card's pretty good. I'm actually going to force that and pitch Bargain. And Barrow Goyf, sure. Another Force, Brainstorm, Thoughtseize in the mix here. If I put back Force and Island, I could fetch Underground Sea, Thoughtseize them, and hopefully beat this Varrogoyf somehow. I'm going to take Reanimate. Their hand is Cabal Ritual, my hand is up the Beanstalk. Varrogoyf is 4/5. I did leave in my cuts. Murktide can tangle with this thing. Mill, hit, Orcish Bowmaster, Bogger Trawler, Elvish Spirit Guide. There's so many creatures in this deck too. It took Orcish Bowmaster. Andrew a land for turn, fucking awesome. Perfect. Man, Oops All Spells is garbage. Okay, Grafdigger's Cage right on time. Well, good to know that it didn't matter. That was not going to be part of the game anyway. Okay, this at least turns off Reanimates and potential combo pivots, but 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm taking 7 right now. That means even if I draw Murderous Cut and hit the Varrogoyf, I lose to the Orc army. All right, milled for missed. They missed this time. I wish they missed last time. And that doesn't work. All right, cool. Losing to Oops All Spells, not fun. Nobody had fun. Whatever. On to the next round.
This video is sponsored by Moxfield.com, the easiest way to build Magic decks online. Moxfield supports over 30 formats, including Legacy and everything else you'll see on this channel. There's multiple customizations so you can interact with your deck how you want. Views such as text, grid, or stacks, and groupings like type, subtype, color, color identity, even artist. The site offers light mode, dark mode, and so much more. However you want to see your deck, Moxfield can provide it for you. Follow my Moxfield to keep up with the channel and what I'm playing in paper. I'll see you there.
I'm on the play in round 4. I'm going to keep my hand. It has access to mana. It can do stuff. Opponent's on 6. Trop, go. Pluto Delta. My Lorien Revealed is going to do a Pluto Delta impression and get Underground Sea. Okay, pass. I don't have a land to pick up with Witherbloom. I'm not going to blind mill myself, potentially getting 0 cards off of a potential 2-for-1. Sewer enters tapped. I think I am just going to push a little bit with this Bowmaster. Start poking around. You got a Daze, you got a Force, you got a Fatal Push. Whatever it is, let's see it. A Daze, you got it. Picking up the tap land. It makes me think they want to play a longer game. Well, Thoughtseize. What do you got? I know you got an Undercity Sewer. Force of Will, Brainstorm, stock up Wasteland. All right, I don't love this Wasteland. I'm going to take Brainstorm. Just make this handful of lands over here and a clunker. Seeing me miss a land drop is going to quickly encourage this Wasteland, though. But if they waste me, it means my Witherbloom command is on when I find my second mana. Underground Seas and stock ups. What deck does this? Is this some sort of Dimir show and tell deck? Is it just a Dimir midrange deck with a stock up in it for value? Going after my green instead of my black, that does take off Beanstalk as a good draw. Haha! You chose wrong. And a Wasteland on top. I think I will keep that. Just, it's literally a land. And we've seen Daze in their deck. Come on! Yeah, that was just drawn randomly off the top. Okay, I'm drawing Wasteland. This game is super weird. All right, under City Sewer. Kept the card. Fetch land? Force of Will. Okay, I don't hate Force of Will. I am going to Wasteland. I know they have another land, but I also know they can cast stock up, at which point I'm not happy with my life anymore. I could have wasted the Pluto Delta, and then they have a decision to make, because they did just surveil to the top, but I don't think that's actually going to get where I want to go. All right, another Force. I have Force blue card, Endurance green card. I hope they try to combo off somehow right now and give me a chance to get back in this game. But the Wastelands are confusing, if that's the case. I think this is probably just some Dimir midrange deck with stock up to reload. Could even be like an Esper midrange, Esper tempo thing. We haven't seen a second color yet, but that doesn't mean they don't have one. Did not shuffle Ponder. Land. Okay, I guess I'm discarding one of these bargains. That's the farthest away from useful right now. That was my blue card for Force, but I think that's a secondary problem. The opponent playing Draw Go hasn't made a land drop either. Oh my god. I'll discard Murderous Cut this time. I have another one. They're fetching in the end step. Are they going to give me a Bowmaster to cut? Yay! I don't have to go to discard. All right, Murderous cut this thing, leaving the things I would most like to return with Witherbloom. A Daze. I mean, I have another cut. Yeah, whatever. I'll just cut it again next turn. I'm definitely not drawing a land. But if I do, it's even better target for Witherbloom. A Tameo. Don't love that, but okay. We know my opponent has Force of Will in hand, which means that if I want my Witherbloom command to work when I draw a land, which I did, I have to save my force. A Tropical Island. Witherbloom command. -3, your idiot, pick up a land. Mill myself, target your creature, green, black. You force, I force. We move on with life. You don't have any additional interaction. Please. Please and thank you. Force, pitching, stock up. Those are the cards we knew about. Force, pitching, bargain. 3 cards left over there. And we did it. I'll pick up Misty Rainforest because that can be whatever I need it to. And I feel like hard casting Endurance is becoming close to my plan this game. Killing Tameo in combat with Endurance would be so nasty. Okay, opponent's in for 1 damage and 1 clue token. Oh, I'm getting Kaito'd. That sucks. Alright, sure. Dimir, mid-range tempo it is. Kaito is going to be really tough to defeat. What are the words on this? During your turn, as long as Kaito has 1 or more loyalty counters on him, he's a 3/4 ninja with hexproof. And he's not a planeswalker at that time. Okay, got it. Alright. So I can't block that with Endurance and knock loyalty off it. That's not how the card works. Yeah, Kaito's going to be trouble. They surveilled 2 and drew a card. Didn't put anything on the bottom. Scary. Okay. Endurance is my whole plan here. I now have Force to back it up. Kaito is still 3/4, but that's smaller than Endurance. I could at least remove the Tameo. Stock up. Gross. Alright, yep. Just value stock up. I like it. I don't like that it's happening to me, but I like the construction of the deck. I have a Sheoldred's Edict somewhere in my deck that could deal with Kaito. That's about it. Even Murktide could just get tapped and stunned and not be part of the game. If they just aggro plus Kaito, get a bunch of ninja emblems, that would beat me pretty quickly. The opponent is fetching. Thoughtseize, chill. Alright, I'm going to fetch Bayou. I'm actually going to force the Thoughtseize. I don't know how high impact Force is going to be, but like getting some reasonable combat action, and I have lost life now. If they were going to surveil with Kaito, they could have done it there. Alright, Endurance. I'm ready to lose to Daze, but let's get it. Cool. Alright, can't win. I'm done. Had enough. Okay, a Dimir tempo strategy. I want my Bowmasters, my Barogoyf, Carpet, Veil, Endurance. Force of Will is quite a bit worse, especially if they have Kaito. Fatal Push is good. Thoughtseize is mid. Stifle does counter a ninjutsu activation. That's worthwhile. Worth thinking about. I actually think with Bargain now, we can cut all our forces and still have enough ways to trigger Beanstalk, which actually is structurally different than the deck used to be. I think I also want to turn Wasteland into Basic Island, just side grade one of the lands here. I don't think I'm going to do a lot of wasting of them, but being stuck without the ability to cast a spell, as we saw that game, can lead to death. Oh no. Okay, I drew the 2 shitty lands left in my deck. I'm going to mulligan this. Alright, this one's better. I will keep and bottom. I think I want to save Bargain until later. I'll just tuck it away for now. I'm going to lead on Hedge Maze, because if they want to just aggro Wasteland me, I'm on the play, and I will have seen multiple more cards before that's a problem. The opponent's also on 6. I appreciate it. Keeping it even. Land on top. Perfect. Misty Rainforest from the enemy. Misty Rainforest from me. I'm just going to pass. I could Brainstorm now to try to mitigate Bowmaster, but I have land drops to hit. I'm not worried about it. I can just hit land drops and do nothing if that's what my opponent wants to do. And look at that. They keep flowing. Draw go, where both players hit their land drops, favors me. And the player who starts missing land drops has to act first, and then that player immediately falls behind. Wasteland. I'm not worried about it. Triple Brainstorm. 3 of a kind dealer. Basic Swamp. Okay, I am going to draw here. Keep hitting land drops. Someone's got to do something eventually. End step fetch. Undercity Sewer. Kept the card on top. Tamiyo. Okay. I have a Fatal Push. It could Brainstorm in response, but then I could Brainstorm in response. Okay, Tamiyo just died. That's even better. Draw for turn. Barogoyf. I'm going to fetch a basic island. And I'm going to summon Barogoyf. I mean, that dies to a lot of stuff. We'll see what removal they have access to. Go for the throat. Whoa. You know what I have, though? Not just a throat, but a Spell Pierce. A Tropical Island, Spell Pierce. That worked out well. Okay, my hand is triple Brainstorm now. I have a creature on board. Opponent's got to come to me. They do have 6 cards in hand, though. Beastorm. Barogoyf is like all throat. Its throat connects directly to its chest. Disgusting. Every time I zoom in on this card, I regret it. It looks like its arms are also its throat. There's no delineation of where throat ends and Barogoyf begins, except for the teeth. The gums and teeth are where the throat ends. It's the mouth coming straight out of the throat. They hit a land. 5 cards left. Wasting my Underground Sea. I have a basic swamp I can fetch. Yep, Fatal Push is fair. And we're back to playing Magic. Okay, there is a... Oh no, I don't have black. Never mind. I was about to say there is a crazy line if I Brainstorm and they play Bowmaster, but there's really not. I was going to say I could pick up Fatal Push with the other thing, Mystic Sanctuary, but I can do that, but I can't cast it. So I'm going to chill. I think Basic Swamp is where I want to be going with this Pluto Delta. It's got a Ponder, Wasteland. I'm going to save that for black or start working on green. Okay, you're not going to save it for black. Now the line does exist of picking up Fatal Push with a second Brainstorm over top of a Bowmaster. But again, I'm hitting land drops. I'm just going to pass priority. Okay. Brainstorm here. If they have 2 Bowmasters, I can do the trick. Okay. Fetch for Mystic Sanctuary. Target Fatal Push. Put it on top. Brainstorm up that Fatal Push. Put back these 2 Ponders. Fetch. Get Basic Swamp. If opponent's been sitting on Force Blue card this long, they're going to be handsomely rewarded. They push this. I take 1. The other Brainstorm resolves. Up the Beanstalk. This is not great. I think I have to just aggro Brainstorm to try to find the next card down. Okay. Lorien Revealed can at least shuffle. And I'm not priced into drawing whatever would be coming next. Okay. I'm almost where I want to be here. Minus 1 Bowmaster in play. I take 3 in combat. Push, Edict, cut. All good cards to draw here. Grab an Underground Sea. Lorien Revealed. We got a wise guy. Okay. I am going to draw a card. Got to do what I got to do. All right. They've got a lot of Bowmasters. There's 3 of them. Top 18 cards of the deck. That's normal. Okay. Veil of Summer. That gives me a lot of action this turn, actually. All right, sideboard cards, save me. This does draw a card. It protects me from the Bowmasters. Unfortunately, I'm 1 mana short of casting Lorien Revealed right now. And this is still 5, 6, 7. I'll be a 3 next turn. Not great. How sick would casting Lorien Revealed right now be? I guess I would still die. I would die to the Bowmaster. It would be insanely big. Never mind, it's not sweet. It sucks. Yeah, sometimes your opponent has 3 of their best card in the top 18 cards of their deck, and you've looked at 30 cards of your deck and found a single Barogoyf to do anything with. That's just magic. And now even if I draw Murderous Cut, I go to 1. Yeah, I don't have a Pernicious Deed in this build, which is the card I actually need. Nethergoyf, yeah, just another thing that dies to Pernicious Deed. Where was this shit? Why wasn't this the card in your hand instead of the 3rd one of these? All right, what can I even draw? Not Thoughtseize. Okay, GG. On to the final round. The BoshNRoll channel is proudly partnered with the Resleevables.
Good. All right, here we go, gang.
In this YouTube series, hosts Cedric Phillips and Patrick Sullivan take us on a set-by-set journey through the good, the bad, and the ugly of Magic's history. Each episode is a focused deep dive into the facts about a set's design and release, the Magic lore expressed through the cards in that set, Tournament Edition gameplay videos featuring products and Pro Tour decks of the era, an award show that shouts out the best and weirdest cards of the set, and a final grade for the set's overall success. Whether you want a history lesson or a nostalgia hit, The Resleevables has it at youtube.com/theresleevables. I'm on the play in the final round, positive record on the line. I'm going to keep. I love starting a game with Thoughtseize. This should have been Mystery Enforced because I'm getting Underground Sea anyway, and that leaves Underground Sea to fetch basics just in case. Or Polluted Delta to fetch basics. Ooh. An opponent with class and style. I appreciate it. Not another one of these sick freaks. Alright, I'm going to take Lorien Revealed and make them find that land the hard way. This one is going to get grindy, and once again, say it with me chat, might come down to decking. There's the Ponder, off a basic island, good call. Shuffle the Library, exciting. I'm going to Brainstorm first. I don't think Fatal Push is going to be part of a matchup versus whatever this Uro deck is. Put back Push and one of the Deltas, and then I'll fetch Tropical Island and cast Ponder. I'm holding on to this Wasteland because at some point if they flinch and play a non-basic, I'm going to put them into the Stone Age. I'd like the second bargain. I don't really... Alright, yeah. I'll take the second bargain. Good chance they force the first one. And I want to be here when that happens, ready to reload. Here's the other Ponder. The first one shuffled. Did not shuffle. Okay. It's a fetch land, which means I'm going to play Polluted Delta and pass with Bargain available. They must have found two lands. Didn't shuffle with the fetch land. Hedge Maze. That's schwastable. Dump to Tameo. Okay. Not what you're looking for. Alright, let's see if this is worth a Force of Will to my opponent. I'm going to get Underground Sea and leave my island count high. And this is an instant too. Real good. Force pitching Supreme Verdict. Okay, so we've got at least 3 colors in this deck. Tameo. I like that. Wasteland, target, Hedge Maze. I think I want to play Murktide Region and Tameo this turn. Tameo, Murktide. I'm just going to make the Murktide big. I want it scary enough that they force it. Brainstorm in response. If they end up having to get Tundra to cast a Plow, Wasteland handles that, because they can't get basic planes with Misty Rainforest. Those are the rules. If they force pitching Uro, that's like an 11 for 1 for me. So Uro's gone. Incalculable card advantage. Force pitching Force. Okay, that's 3 forces gone from their deck. That is what I wanted. I got 2 2-for-1s on the last turn while destroying one of their lands and sneaking in N for 1 into play, where N is the number of cards or number of turns it spends in play. Brainstorm, fetch, show me the Tundra. Oh yeah. Swords to Plowshares kills Tameo. I'll live. Wasteland, take out Tundra, then cast Bargain right now. Cool. Force of Will and Wasteland to my hand. And then Fatal Push Bayou to the graveyard. Okay, I need an engine now. A fetch land counts as an engine because it picks up Bargain. Just play that third Wasteland. Let them know. We got an LOL in the chat. Oh yeah, I'm laughing too. We're having a good time. LOL. Ooh, we're going to sneak a Murktide in? The blue weird pause. Okay, I will force this. And I don't need to Wasteland yet. I can do that on my turn after I see what I draw. Sure, Wasteland. Verdant Catacombs is not Mystic Sanctuary. It's the one fetch land in the deck that doesn't get that card. Maybe this shouldn't be here. This mana base is still partially intact from the days where we needed Basic Swamp. Might not even need Basic Swamp in the deck anymore, or can move it to the sideboard. We keep Brainstorms in this house. Okay, Brainstorm, find me an engine. I'll take it. Alright, put back Push and Trop. Polluted Delta represents Bargain in the future. They are a green source away from playing this Uro and getting something going. Okay, Mystic Sanctuary. Get back. Rakshas's Bargain. The third one of these this game. Black, blue, green. Another Bargain and a Murktide. Ooh. It's safe to say I like this. And a mostly big Murktide. Okay, here's an Uro trigger. If there's an untapped green source left, but there's probably a Savannah at least. Yeah, there's Savannah. We've already been through a Trop and a Hedge Maze. They could cast Swords to Plowshares with this. Okay, and they did. That gives me another one of these. Black, blue, green. Is it more than you bargained for yet? Okay, Orcish Bowmaster Witherbloom command. Bowmaster versus Brainstorm is actually interesting. I'm definitely taking Witherbloom command. And I think I'm actually more interested in Brainstorm getting an engine going than trying to beat them to death with a Bowmaster from here. Okay, Witherbloom. I'm going to mill them. Okay, black, green. I pick up Wasteland. They milled over a Xander's Lounge, so they probably have Leyline Bindings in their deck. Also randomly milled a Tundra, just taking mana sources out of their deck. My Fun of Endurance is in here somewhere. Brainstorm. Here we go. Put back push and cut. And I'll just pass. End of turn, Bowmaster. And now we're doing stuff. I'll get another Trop. Shuffle away those removal spells. Attack. I don't think I'm that worried about Force of Will here. I'm going to cast Lorien. I'm actually going to fetch Island first, then I'll cast Lorien. I'm running out of fetchables. I don't want to actually run out. Cool. Okay, Force Blue card, removal spell. The Endurance still in there somewhere. That precious Endurance. Ponder. All of my Beanstalk still in there too. Ponder. Stifle, Witherbloom, Swamp. Okay. I will take Stifle. Witherbloom can mill them for 3 and kill the Trop next turn. I have their next fetch land covered. They have not put me in a position to really have to do anything. Alright, target player mills 3, and they lose 2, gain 2. Which actually changes the clock significantly here. Pick up Wasteland. I saw them mill another tropical island. Waste 2 off this Volk. And they're almost dead. We did it. Cool. Never had to even show them that we're a Beanstalk deck. Not that I think they wouldn't believe that. Endurance, Carpet Veil, Bowmaster. I don't know if I want Barrogoyf. I saw them have Supreme Verdict in their deck. A Force can come out. A bunch of Fatal Pushes can come out. We saw Tameo. I want to respect her a little bit, but not like a lot. 1 push, 1 Edict, 2 cuts, and Witherbloom command can kill Tameo if she flips. I think I like those numbers. The Xander's Lounge and the Volcanic Island have me thinking about Force of Vigor a little bit. Because if they have Leyline Bindings, Force of Vigor is really good. If it hits a Beanstalk as well, if they're an Uro Beanstalk build, I think I'm going to ignore it for now and let Wasteland take care of that sort of thing. If they need 5 colors to function and I need 2 or 3, I'm good with that. The old No Lander. Got to mulligan this, unfortunately. It's otherwise insane. Okay, happy with this. I'm going to keep it in bottom Bayou. Opponent also went to 6. Carpet of Flowers. Hey, I had the same idea. Quit copying me. They have Bargain. Witherbloom command can kill Carpet of Flowers. My ideal sequence here is they go land Beanstalk, I pierce the Beanstalk, and then I win somehow. I Witherbloom them. I think I am going to fetch Hedge Maze here and just go for the Witherbloom. I'll leave Ponder on top. I like Ponders. You may have heard. I think I'm actually going to fetch Bayou here just in case the carpet doesn't die. All right, target player mills 3, destroy target thing. I am going to mill myself here. Milling them was a situation where I already had most lines covered. I don't want to just give them an Uro though. Force of Will would be fine. It's a 2-for-1 either way. Veil of Summer, that's the one that would have been horrific. I was about to say that next. Okay. I still get back Blue to Delta because this has 2 targets and one of them's me and that's still legal. But they did get to draw a card and keep their carpet. We'll see where this goes now. A 3 mana Uro. Okay. I was hoping it wasn't Teferi or Narset. Uro is value, of course, something we have to think about as the game goes along, but okay for now. Surveil to the top. Well, I'm going to use this opportunity to resolve Beanstalk. I can spell Pierce if they try to fight over this. And I still only have 1 island in play going into their turn. They decline the carpet activation. which means if I spell Pierce in main 1, they can have 2 mana off carpet, main 2. Brainstorm makes 3 cards for Uro. Misty makes 4. Ponder is 5, but they don't have the 4 mana. Uro is live next turn. And your own Beanstalk. I'm going to Pierce that. But this does give them 2 mana second main with carpet now that I have 2 islands. I hope they don't just make green and cast another Beanstalk here. Blue. Could be Murktide. We have seen that card in their deck. Murktide means they're not playing Uro. And I'm kind of okay. I'd honestly rather play against Murktide this turn than Uro next. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. It's still a problem. It's still dealing damage, but it could have been worse. Okay. Green, black, blue. Up the Beanstalk. Bargain. Veil, cut, force. Look at that shit. All right, I'm going to take cut and force. And they are going to get a massive amount of mana off Carpet of Flowers, but at least their shit is dead. Okay, I just left all my spells in the graveyard. Carpet showed up 1 card too late. I could have fetched green, played Carpet, moved to second main, you had 4 mana. But my Carpet's going to catch up with their Carpet this turn, and I have 7 cards in hand to their 3. I like my spot here. And they didn't make mana with Carpet, which makes me think they don't have a spell to cast. Leyline Binding. Is this something I want to fight over? What else can I do about this? And I can't just force it. Yeah, the force draws a card anyway. This will be worth more than the 2-for-1 is. It brainstorms in, and then I play Carpet, Lorien Revealed, go nuts. Carpet of Flowers. Look familiar? Opponent just said in chat, why am I not playing your deck? Good question. I have held for close to 2 years now that Bug Beans is better than any other combination of colors beans. I am going to Mystic Sanctuary my Force of Will to the top before I cast this Lorien Revealed and just try to get the concession straight up. All right. Force of Will on top. Cast Lorien Revealed. Load up. You know your next spell won't work. We got the GGs. Yeah. When you're behind, you're behind. Okay. A positive record. Losing to Oops All Spells. They just get the game 1 for free. And then you have to win a sideboard game where you have to flip a coin about what you think they're going to be doing. Deck is toxic and miserable and no fun. And then we had actually a pretty good game back and forth versus a Dimir midrange deck with a bunch of stock ups in it. That was cool. Got clowned by Kaito. Fair enough. And then we got a bunch of other good games. Bug Beans, I think it's back. You have to respect the combo decks, obviously. The Oops All Spells, the Reanimator. Show and Tell is really high up there right now. I think Show and Tell was really good already because of stock up, and it just got Mistrise Village out of Tarkir Dragonstorm, so now Show and Tell can be uncounterable in the mid-game out of nowhere. You really have to come up with a plan for that. Decks like that tend to be really tough for decks like this. That's why I'm up so high on Thoughtseize. That's why there's a Damping Sphere in my sideboard. That's why I'm main decking in Endurance. I'm trying to use my flex slots to respect the combo decks as well as I can. This deck is heavily customizable. If you don't like the Stifle, get rid of it. If you want more cameos, bring them in. If you want to play 4 bargains or 2 or 1, I could see any number between 1 and 4 bargains being reasonable here. I don't think 0 is the right number after having played with it. It seems good enough. If you want an Uro in your deck to flip with bargain and have another engine going, you could do that, but there are already Murktide and Murderous Cut chewing up your graveyard. Maybe you don't want Uro as well. I don't think we need Basic Swamp in the main deck anymore. That was from when Eldrazi was a big deck, and we had to Harbinger the Seas in our own sideboard, and we needed to not die to our own Harbingers after board. But I'm not playing that card anymore. And I think this could be a flex slot. If you like Days, play Days. You want 4 Murktides? That might be right. If you're playing 3 or more bargains, 4 Murktide is probably pretty good. I love the deck. I love the play patterns. I love how customizable it is. I'm looking forward to building and playing with Bargain in the coming months and years and forever, basically. I think Bargain and Beanstalk are now peanut butter and jelly for me forever. I'm going to leave this one here. Gobi, thank you for asking me to play this initial run with this. Much more to come. Everyone, thanks for watching. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Check out the Patreon to support the channel, and I'll see you next time.